Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or visit our website at www.sdshouston.com.
Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey, yo, what's good, my peeps, and welcome to, you guessed it, Startup Masters. That's right. We have the riveting content, the dopest guests. Like, everything you need, baby, is right here. I'm your host, Kalia Guillory, also known as KG. You can follow me on my social media platforms at LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and Facebook, by simply just going to the website at klgpassion.com. I'm so glad you decided to spend a bit of time with us today, because if you are considering starting a business, if you have a business and you perhaps are stuck, right? You don't know, you're at the juncture, you don't know if you should go left or right. You haven't decided what your differentiators are. You haven't decided what your business plan is going to look like. Guess what, folks? You came to the right show, because we have the guest that will tell you exactly what it is. Everything to skinning up the knee to the white meat.
White meat. What's up, good people? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your co-host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. And of course, you can find me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, chatting at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And this is what we do here each and every week. As KG told you, we're bringing the best entrepreneurs to you to ensure that you don't have to make the same mistakes during that journey upon entrepreneurship. And as this ship, we like to see that all boats rise. Now, I've heard my man Tristan say that before on the show about, that all ships rising when you've got people surrounding you that have your best interests at heart. And that's the content that you're seeing come across this table each and every week. So remember, folks, we go Facebook Live for the first 15, 20 minutes or so for the show. So for those that watch it live, or for those that do not watch it live and you watch it down the line, remember, the rest of the show is available in all our major platforms, and we'll have that conversation shortly. But we want to dive into this because we've got a great guest today. It's someone that, if you're an avid viewer or an avid listener of The Sphere, you've probably heard her voice come across on our cooking show, A La Carte. Met this young lady on social media one day, saw some amazing foods, reached out, had a conversation in the past about doing some podcasting of her own and some other ventures, and we decided, you know what, let's get her on our A La Carte show to talk about some of the things that she was whipping up in the kitchen. She did such a great job then. We asked her to come back. And, of course, we want to bring her over to Startup Masters to have that entrepreneurial journey conversation with you all today. So get your digital pads and pens ready as we open the doors for none other than Chef Kshetreya Williams. Chef Kshetreya, what's up? How you doing?
Great. Oh, thanks for the applause.
You're most welcome. Far too kind. Far too kind.
Far too kind. Thank you. Thank you
so much.
We're gonna go encore.
So, welcome to the table
Thank
here at
you.
Startup Masters. We like to have a lot of fun, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
This is about really taking our viewers, those that are sitting in their cars right now, listening to this on iHeartRadio, or they're at home watching this on their Apple TV or on YouTube. So, we want to make sure that the things you've gone through in your life
Ooh-wee.
are shared with those so they can learn from some of the plays that you made, some of the
Okay.
audibles you called.
Sure.
You ready to take people along this journey?
Let's go.
Good deal. Good folks, let's do this. So we're going to hop in our DeLorean, take us back in time, 88 miles an hour. What was going on in your life when you decided to open up the doors of this culinary world?
Okay. Well, it wasn't until I had gone on a catering adventure with my aunt, you know, and she was just doing a birthday party, and I was about 18. And, you know, a couple weeks later, you know, here comes a call that says, I have your money. And I'm like, what money? You know,
Hold on.
and she was
In the
like,
sky.
Wait,
But
what you say?
you know, she was like, you know, I'm paying you for your help. I'm like, wait a minute. I enjoyed doing this. You know, I was surrounded by food, and I'm getting paid for it.
Win-win, baby.
Come on.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. That nursing thing went out of the door. So it really took me a while before I had started culinary school, and it really wasn't until I was 27. You know, so I had gone to the Art Institute of Houston, did my thing there, and here I am just, you know, trying to keep going.
Ain't nothing
Really?
wong with that.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what that experience was like at the Art Institute.
It was not what people think it is.
Oh, break that
Tell
down.
You know,
Peel that onion. Peel that onion back.
I mean, seriously, because a lot of, you know, and as far as Food Network and all of that, they, you know, it really wasn't that big then, but still a lot of people had the misconception of what culinary school is. They thought they were just going to come in there, you know, throw around some pots, this and that and the third. But after the first quarter, half of the class was gone.
Whoa.
Because it wasn't what they expected. It wasn't, you know, the work that they thought they had to put in. So that only shows what your true passion is for food. So if you had the true passion, those are the ones that stuck in there.
Sure.
Ooh,
You
that's
know,
a gem.
so
Yeah.
That's a
you
gem.
know, and I was one of those. So yeah, it's you know, I really, you know, Food Network and all of that, they're great tools. But I think a lot of it is not given the real on what it's actually going to be. And unfortunately, some come out thinking, oh, I'm going to be this big-time chef. I'm going to make all this money. No, you're not. You know, you're still going to be washing pans. You're still going to be, you know, having to chop up vegetables or what have you. No, you're not going to be that chef that soon. You know, so, I mean, that's a lot of hard work into it.
That sounds like some Hell's Kitchen type of stuff.
Straight up.
No
But I really hope y'all got that gym though. Like the gym was real, and it wasn't
was.
just for cooking, but it was for whatever it is your venture is.
Life.
It's life, right?
Yeah.
Gee, right, Chef? Because I think
Passion.
oftentimes we get filled with these ideas, and then the moment we are faced with some adversity, we just ready to be like, I'm gonna throw my hands up with it. But then that might not really be your true divine passion
Come
or purpose. Because if you're willing to just give up
That easy.
that easy, it might not be it.
Nah,
Right.
kid.
Now, I'm willing to bet you had some obstacles
Oh,
to
yeah.
overcome
I
as
mean,
you were fighting to stay in this class.
the largest obstacle was being a female.
Talk about it.
You know, I mean,
talk about it.
even with being in school, you know, you're just like, wait a minute, we're all students, so why do you feel like you're going to be better than I am? You know, but women are supposed to be the cooks at home. You know, they're not supposed to be out there in the field. They're not supposed to be out there leading a team or being an executive chef or anything or executive pastry chef. You know, you're not
Breaking
supposed to
molds.
do that. It's only supposed to be the males that are seen. But even in school, you know, one instance, a guy was like, well, you're going to do the salad and I'm going to do, you know, whatever the protein was or whatever. I was like, no, it's not going to go down that way. You know, you're going to get your little self over here and do salads or whatever. And it's funny that very same guy end up working for the same company I was working for, and he was like, what do you do or whatever? Are you a sous chef? No, dog. I'm not a sous chef, I'm a GM, but I see your sous chef title, so you still didn't win. Get back in line.
Yep.
You work some things out so you could be there,
I hear that. Now
yeah.
do me a favor for those that are, they're tuned in right now listening to this on Spotify. Break these titles in these areas down. I've heard the word sous chef. I heard executive chef. Can you kind of explain, especially while you're going through culinary school and you're learning about this, what do these titles mean and what are their responsibilities?
Well, an executive chef, of course, is going to be the main chef in the building, so to speak. That's the one that's making all the decisions as far as menu planning, as far as whatever events are going on. It's just the main source, the top person. It's a lot of headache that goes into that, so don't think it's like this gravy type job, because you are responsible for the entire thing.
Sure.
Your sous chef is your right hand man, and that person takes on a lot of those responsibilities, and they also have to be good enough to be able to take your place while you're out. The boat should still run the same way.
Sure.
So, and of course, pastry chef, those are the ones that dive into the cakes and, and pots, all the different pastries or what have you. And that's their main focus. I am not, you'll find that a lot of chefs are like, no, I don't like baking, and I'm one of those. I'm more of, the savory chef. Some people are more pastry than savory.
Sure.
I just don't like to sit there and try to calculate everything. I just want to get it done. So that's the base of, an executive chef, sous chef. It's just and then you have the cooks, and of course, and line cooks, those are more in the restaurants, to where everything is really strategically going down the line and being, placed out.
So, and when you were in culinary school, was your desire to always be that executive chef, or was your desire somewhere else along the line?
My whole desire was actually catering, because, I like to be more personable.
Okay.
But no, I did not go into the restaurants. I knew I did not want to do that, because I didn't want to be there all day. Let's just be honest. I didn't want to be there all day and night.
You want to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. So I ended up starting out at Easy's, which was on South Post Oak years ago, and and I was a catering manager there, and just started working my way through until one guy actually found me on Facebook. He was a graduate of the Art Institute, and asked me if I wanted to come to a hospital. And I'm like,
hospital food? Nah, no salt, no pepper.
So, but if you look at hospitals, and I took the plunge, and if you look at hospitals now, it is not hospital food. Of course, you still have those special diets or what have you that some patients have to be on, but as far as like hospital, the atmosphere, what have you, as far as culinary is concerned, it really did change.
Oh,
wow. So within 6 months, and that's when I say you really have to put in work. I was washing dishes, scrubbing floors, doing cooking or whatever, and end up being an executive chef within 6 months.
How about that?
So
working our way up, putting
the work in,
and getting to that executive level. And I think that, you have to commend those who are willing to market themselves and position themselves so that they can have that top title. And for those that are looking to market themselves around the space, we've got a great company that does some excellent marketing. Let's talk a little bit about True Digital. So you're online right now, and so are your customers. The question is, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to help walk with you every step of the way. True Digital Media Consulting can help with website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Call us today to discuss a customized strategy for your business at 832-934 4436, or send over an email to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention the Sphere to receive a free, and I said free, 30-minute consulting. So make sure y'all reach out to True Digital. Get your brands right. Get that media exposure that you're looking for. That felt weird. Man, that felt weird. I was like, wait a minute.
You new to the True Digital, that's all.
New to the True Digital. But you know what?
It's good to switch it up from time to time.
And I know those guys, and they do great work. And that's the beauty at the end of the day. Be close to people who do great work. Am I right, Chef?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. Got your sous chef in your pocket, your pastry chef. So let's talk about today. What's going on today? What are you doing in this culinary world today? What can people expect when they reach out to Chef Treya?
Well, she is doing catering. She is she's developed a spice line. And did a culinary show, but that's going to be revamped at the Sphere.
Hey now.
Come through, show.
Yeah, so that's what she's doing now. So
yeah,
I want to
about it.
I want to dive deeper into
Let's dive
the
in.
invention of this.
Indeed. Yeah. And what's up to those on Facebook Live? I see you, Janae. I see you, Owen. What up, my G? Oh, doctor.
When did you have the idea to say something's missing in my cabinet of spice? I'm not getting it. I'm gonna go out and create it.
Well, this was created just by my husband and I barbecuing. And it was like, we need to keep this consistent because this stays good. So it was just going in there, pulling things out, mixing, adding, taking away. And mind you, this was over 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And
some longevity.
And it was just like I did not have the confidence to, put it out, although it was always in my ear, you need to sell this. I didn't have that confidence until 2017 when I had taken a golden class by Sabrina Cross. You guys should have her on the show.
Okay.
But she had this class, and I'm just like, okay, so why am I still sitting on this? And of course, watching Steve Harvey with the whole Jump series, and it's just like, okay. So after that, started mixing again, and now here I am with 4 and getting ready to put out 2 more products.
Pass me one of them.
Right.
Take a look. I'm gonna take a gander.
But you know
a gander.
A gander.
The reason why Gary
Island
is able to take a gander and I'm able to actually touch it is because I subscribe by the motto, and I see it in you, is that fearless people, they will release imperfect product services all the time. That fear won't hold them back. And I think that's so special, especially for our viewers, to get a shout out to my boy Jason Mitchell, who really brought that to light. That idea of it is because we can tweak as we go.
Talk about it.
What was some tweaks you had to make as you went?
Oh God, I went through
4 years.
Yeah, and I'm still going through tweaks.
So
I'm tweaking right now the whole label. Because I look at the label and I'm like, I've gone through 2 labels already. But, it's not that I don't like this label, but I just want to tweak it a bit to make it more marketable. So those are tweaks. You tweak with these bottles, with these tops. I mean, you tweak with, the brand of spices that you use and the spice companies that you go to, to find that perfect one, or that perfect seed to roast and to pull it all together. So, there's a lot of tweaking, going into that.
Hey, minimum viable product, and keep making modifications and perfect that thing on the road.
Because really,
and making
truly, we
sure
can't stop.
that you're not giving people high blood pressure. Like
exactly.
Some on the market.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say any names.
Shots fired. That's the sound of Mike. Let's add that to the board. We need gunshots.
Right.
Yeah, shots fired.
So now that's one thing I'm most proud of with the product. So.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I mean, speaking of being proud, I tell you what, I'm so proud about this interview now. But guess what, Facebook? we got to cut y'all short. Like, this is it. If you want to get more of this dope content, you're going to have to go and subscribe. So listen, Facebook Live, we ask that you subscribe to our show on all the major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. And of course, review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends. And as G would say, even with some of your haters. Donate to our mission to bring in rich and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate by simply clicking on donate on Patreon. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, G, but you get a special little exclusive gift if you go on Patreon and give us some love.
Show your eyes.
So go clickety-click, get that love so we can show you some love at clickety-click.
I like that. I gotta do that more often.
So Facebook Live, that's it. We love y'all. See you on the other side when you subscribe.
Aisha, I saw you. I'm gonna hit you in a minute. Somebody hit me up about the show. I'm like, let me hit you.
Was it your referral?
No, it may have been.
I think maybe it was.
But so we'll see. We'll figure that out. But so talking about these products, and I think KG brings up something that's valuable, and not just for obviously the communication that we're having, the dialogue between us, but for those right now that are tuned in, you're listening to this on Stitcher, think about this. What are you sitting on? What business idea, what venture do you have, at least at a very small scale, that's functionable, right? It's functioning, it's workable, it's doable. That's your minimum viable product. Why are you sitting on that thing? Release that to the world, like this iCook Chef Spice Island Mon that I'm sitting on.
Come on, man.
And tweak that thing over time, because when you do that, now you're able to get so much more information about your product and make it that much better. Your product cannot grow if it's still sitting in your hands. You got to open those hands, let that product grow out, and let other people touch that so you can refine your processes and get things better. This is such an informative show.
I ain't never heard of nobody doing and conducting A/B testing when they didn't have a product out in the marketplace.
I mean, how do you do it?
Maybe somebody else cracked the code on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
There we go.
I know. So obviously, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of food. It takes a lot of everything. A lot of patience. And I'm sure you're sowing so much into this business. But what are you doing behind the scenes to sow back into self? What's going on, Chef, for self?
For me, what do I do for me?
Yeah, what do you do for
know.
fun?
Just doing it for people. No, I cook for fun. No.
I hear that.
Well, I have a 4, soon to be 5-year-old. So, she's my why. She's my drive. But when my little soon to be chef. So, as far as having fun is really hanging out with family and, friends and still cooking and, but for the most, businesses is what's taking up my time. So I can make sure I get it right.
Yeah, I know, right? But let me ask you this. So whenever you are in the kitchen creating the concoction for the spices and, this will be a savory treat to go with this. It's untraditional. I'm guessing you got to be in the right mindset. You got to make sure that your batteries are recharged so that you sharp and you can.
Absolutely.
So how do you make sure that you keep those batteries recharged so you can be creative in the kitchen?
Can't say rest. But I don't know. My mind just, it just constantly goes. And, and sometimes I'm just getting up and trying to write things down so, I don't forget. And that's another nugget. Write it down, because.
Make it plain.
Yeah, just write it down to yourself so you won't forget. But, as far as like giving me inspiration or giving me the goal is just wanting to get it out there. I really don't have any other answer but wanting to get it done.
Hey, that's what it is.
That's at the heart of the stone. Like,
right.
That happens. But so when you're getting it out there, kind of walk us through your day. Walk us through your process of work. Like you wake up, you go work out, you meditate. What are you doing from that time that sun comes up to the time that
Was
sun
that
sets.
shade, Garrett?
No.
Work out.
But that's some people. Don't do that. That's some of us. Like for me, if I can get a bit more transparent, I cannot function throughout the day if I haven't sweated in the beginning of it. If I haven't stressed my body, because that brings clarity for me in the morning, and I'm literally being pulled left and right by different entrepreneurs or businesses or anything that needs my attention. If I haven't given that same attention to self first, then I'm no good to anyone. So for me, I found that my ritualistic idea starts with working out. And if I don't do that, even in some monochrome of 200-300 calorie burn to a 600 or 700 calorie burn, I'm not the best me I can be. So everybody has these ritual things that they do that they don't even think about anymore, but it helps them perfect their craft and skill because it's that subconscious thing that's occurring.
Well, I'm not gonna say working out, Gary. I don't sweat that way.
You sweating in the kitchen.
Right. I'm
At
trying
400
to get on the
degrees
wow.
sweat. Yeah.
Trying to get there.
Yeah.
But my talks with God, that's
power.
And just really just while I'm driving, having a conversation.
Sure.
And especially if I don't have the clarity on something, it's just, asking for that clarity, asking for the understanding on, why something didn't go right this time. So just for me, it's my talks with God and my song, which is by Tasha Cobb's Overflow. So that's my answer. Those are my things.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. We all have it.
well, and I think the other piece of that is that you've already identified your why. You
Oh,
told
my
us very
God.
clearly what your why was, and your why equals to your drive. So,
Yeah.
I mean that
let's
really.
not talk
is
about their why too
okay,
much, 'cause-
okay. We'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone.
Y'all start seeing the punk side of me.
Hey, no, but
Like, oh my God, she's a wuss.
But
No.
hey, but when
It's
you-
real.
It is
Yeah.
real. It's very
Yeah,
real. And when you
'cause
know
that
that
little
why,
girl-
when you've gravitated to that why, all it can do is make you smile. And speaking
Yeah.
of which, this particular portion of the show,
Oh, boy.
I tried it. It's sponsored
know.
by
I mean,
Smile
that was two.
Design Studios. So, Smile Design Studios family and cosmetic dentistry offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. If you're not sure what you need, don't worry. Dr. Ellis and her team are happy to meet with you to go over your patient history and goals and offer professional recommendations. Let Smile Design Studios make you smile. Call them today at 281-969-7388 or check out their website at sdshouston.com to schedule your appointment today. All new patients receive a free gift and $50 off your first dental treatment. Smile Design Studios looks forward to providing excellent care for you and your family.
Come through, Dr. Ellis on
I
Docs.
Doing it. They did a great live show the other day.
What? I gotta check it
Sex
out.
show.
Woo!
Felt some type of way.
Ooh!
From teeth.
to sex. But you
They
know
did
what?
a
Like
sex
that's like
show.
stuff we gotta talk about. Like, why is that so taboo for us to talk about?
It's
What the
not,
real
but
is.
From teeth to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from a doctor's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sweet.
it was like 4 or 5 different doctors in the room. And
Boom.
then, some engineers
No, I
and some
caught
other
some
people.
of that,
It
but
was-
I caught some of that show.
Mhm.
But I did not.
yeah,
okay,
they having a part
dentist.
2. They having a part. Hey, I don't dental. Damn. I don't know. Okay, come on. I
Okay,
did.
so let me.
I did.
Let me
I
me
did.
slide in here.
Go ahead.
Maybe I should slide in here. So
That
so
was 3.
Chef Tria.
Back to the cooking.
Back to the cooking. What are you cooking up every day in terms of what does success look like to you? Like what are you doing to say like this is what the epitome of success looks like for me?
Ooh. Still researching, still testing out things, still, working on my craft because you should not stop working on it. Don't ever think you're good already.
That's the biggest mistake we make.
Yeah, just because someone says, oh, that was great. Yeah, but it could be greater. So, just, I guess, continuous development of yourself, trying to find out, what you don't know and then practice it because in food, everything's always continuously developing. So, you don't want to be left in the back and, not know what those things are or know how to do them. So just for me, the scope of success is just, continuing to, develop me and find knowledge and keep learning.
That's so interesting. I never thought about food changing over time and how you cook it and different things.
But think about the food we were eating when we grew up, though, compared to like what kids are eating now.
I don't even know what they're eating right now. That is that
it,
food?
I mean, no, it ain't.
No.
Well, I don't know. Just to talk about kids, just like my daughter, she would come home from school, hungry because that doesn't look right. And I'm like, why aren't you eating? Mommy, I don't like it, and I want you to cook me something, so just from a 4-year-old, her palate is up here and it's just like, no, you can't give me just anything. So,
nurture.
And then, just with things changing from the time I was in culinary school, if you look at the Art Institute then and what they were teaching us, and you look at it now, it's far more developed. I mean, they've even changed buildings, for God's sake. So
How about that?
yeah.
They're just changing it all up.
Yeah, they have one whole culinary department that's off 59. So yeah, and the rest of the school is somewhere else. So yeah.
Well, let's put the target on your back a little bit. Let's talk about that X factor, that thing about you that makes you stand out from other chefs. What is that? Why do clients go to you versus your competitors?
Because they see my passion. And it's
Speak
just,
on that.
because anybody can, make money and say, okay, I'm charging you $50 for this. Yeah, you bought it or what have you. But I put passion behind it, and it's just like, I'm not going to just give you anything, because I don't want to be served anything. And then, we all know that the power of the tongue. So,
It's lethal.
One bad event is going to carry out far faster than, a good event. So, it's just staying passionate about what I do. Every client is important. And, the dollar comes after the passion. So, and I think, to me, that's where a lot of
So let me pin that thing right there. I hope y'all caught that. I hope y'all hey, all y'all listening to this right now, Google Play Music. I hope you caught that one. The dollar comes after the passion.
Not
Some
before.
of y'all got the cart before the horse or something. I don't know what's going on in your life with your business, but you're worried about money when you should be worried about the amount of passion you're putting in. The money will always flow if the passion's there.
But I bet you,
The
people you talking about, the money ain't flowing.
At all.
The cash flow ain't right.
Come on.
Because the passion not there.
That P&L is sick.
It's nowhere near the black. It's nowhere near. It's not even close to getting no type of resuscitation.
Remember late flights on that red eye. That P&L is red out of it. Yeah, we crazy out here. We crazy. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Speaking of P&L, could we talk a little bit? Because something I feel like we can talk about more, especially in our culture, is cash flow. It's P&L.
Sure.
It's startup costs. What was your journey to... Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Go ahead.
Broke.
Like, if you could drop one nugget that if you could go back and tell, I think you said you were 27 when you started
Culinary school.
culinary school. If you could go back to 27-year-old Chef Tria, like, what would you tell her to avoid, to better navigate when it comes to cash flow and money in entrepreneurship?
Ooh, besides just being careful, not going in, thinking you know what you're doing. Seek help. I mean, I know it's hard to get honest help, but just research for someone that's done it before, and I know I'm not wrong at this because it was funny that Candy Burris said the very same thing. Reach out to those that have done it before, and just kind of find out from them, how to get into what have you, but it's
That mentorship.
I have mentorship, yeah. And unfortunately, I got it kind of late, but
But you
still
got it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's still not too late to continue. And I'm still looking for mentorship
Yeah.
because some people have been doing this forever, you know. But as far as the money aspect of it, you go in and just start buying up a bunch of stuff and, you know, and then having to scrap it and not taking the time to actually budget those things. I'll look for the right spice bottle, look for the, you know, what's going to bring your cost down for you to be able to sell it at, you know, whatever that retail price is going to be. And I think a lot of people lose themselves because they're just going for like the first thing that they see,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just like, why am I not making anything? Because you didn't put in the work, you know. So that would be one nugget. You know, I mean, research is so key.
I mean, it kind of goes back to if it's a widget, if it's a product, then how many products do you need to sell at cost for you to make a profit? Like if we don't know that simple equation, then I don't know how we ever will turn a profit.
Come on.
Well, I mean, and it takes a long time, honestly, for you to even start making the money because, you know, you're doing sampling, you're, you know, going out into all these markets and just trying to get your name out there. So, you know, honestly, when you put a product out right away, you know, you're not going to be getting that huge return. You know, it's going to take a while, and it's still taking a while because you have to re-up. So
That re-up is key.
That re-up is so necessary.
Yeah, key. Speaking of re-up, speaking of putting or sewing into a situation, what do you think has been the biggest or best game-changing decision you've made that's kind of sewn back into your business?
I guess I would say the event I had just sponsored was the Philadelphia Film Awards. So that was
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
big
I was
time.
like, whoa. And it is a very nice deal, by the way. I mean, African American, you know, stars, actors, and screenwriters, and all of that. So it was kind of like the Black Emmys. But I had done a sponsorship for them, and no sooner than I got on the plane, you know,
Boom.
stuff started rolling
ROI,
in, and I'm
baby.
just like, whoa, wait, I hadn't even left yet. So that was one of the biggest things that I could say that, you know, that was sewn back into the
How
company.
about that?
Sponsorship
Hey,
that generated advertising.
come on.
Advertising is something else that we gotta really wrap our hands and our brains around the fact that we gotta also factor that in, because we can't grow one-on-one, but we can grow one on the globe.
Right.
Speaking of, this portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Would that be us?
That's us.
Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. I challenge y'all, do something different.
Do something different. Get
Do
your
something
business out
different.
there.
Get your business out there, not just in your area, in your region, but across the globe.
Across the globe, we've got tens of thousands of people that listen or watch our shows here at The Sphere. Advertise, folks. Get your stuff out there. This is what we do. That's why we built this place. So let's talk a little bit about what you have going on light years from now. Let's talk about your 5, 10, 20-year plan. Where do you see your business whether it's the catering side of it or your spices and things that you're creating, these tangible things that people are putting on their shelves. Where do you see yourself, your business, 20 years from now, 30 years from now?
Well, you're going to see me in stores. I guarantee you that. And really just I expect to be pretty much further than where I am now as far as the U.S. Of course, I want to be all over. And as far as catering, you should, you should be seeing me more with that. I don't plan on working, for a company too much longer.
Mm-hmm.
But, really just continuing to grow iCook Chef Spice, making it a household name, taking some other people off the shelf and replacing it with this.
I hear that.
So that's my main goal, for the 5 and the 10 years. So, and just to keep growing and keep blending, keep stirring it up in the kitchen.
Now with the little one that's watching you doing all this syrup, do you have any ideas or thoughts about legacy? Is this something you would want to pass down to them, or is this something? Would you rather them take their own path, or what's your desires there?
Well, I'd like for her to take her own path, but should it come down to this,
Sure.
it's hers.
Okay.
And she'll be out there with me, selling it. She'll have a bottle and she'll be in front of the booth, get your spice or what have you. I mean, at 4 years old. So, and if she see me packaging up, she's helping me packaging. She's helping me, putting her little gloves on, helping me bottle. So, I'm just like, yeah, come on in here and work, because when this thing grows, and when this blows up, you're going to have to continue on. So
one thing I love about this dialogue we're having that I've already picked up on is that your language isn't tentative. It's very matter of fact. When. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
No, it's when.
And I think that's very, very, I hope you guys are catching on to this as well, because that's very important, because if we don't visualize where we want to be, then how are we ever going to get there? Because it won't feel familiar when we arrive. What about in 14 years when she's the same age you were when you went on that catering event with Auntie, and she said, "Ma, I got this. I'm going to retire you. Like, dream with us. Where are you going? What are you doing?" And
to bed.
Hey, I get
that's
it.
real. No, that's so real.
bed.
Like for a whole month.
Yeah. Don't knock on the door.
Off the
those
radar.
years of sleep. Yeah. But, I'm one person that kind of has a little bit of issue letting go, because I have to have my hands on it. So when I be at the point of letting go and she's saying, "Mom, I got it," I'm gonna let her do it, because I'm doing my very best to develop her and, give her the skills, give her the knowledge to, to understand what it is. And I figured start now, that way she'll be ready later.
That's how you do that.
Yeah.
That's how you do that.
Speaking of, that's how we do it.
And I wonder.
What you wonder, G?
I wonder.
I mean, tell me.
So let's work our way backwards just a tad bit. Wiping the slate clean of all those times when she was out in front of that stand, getting her rattle and shake on, trying to get people to come in and purchase those spices. Let's take back all those opportunities of her putting on those small little gloves and she's helping you bottle. Let's take back the multiple labels you've been through in this product, let alone the time and dexterity it took for you to find the proper sizing and manufacturer for the caps, and all the ways that you've decided to brand and market this product. Let's take it all the way back as you've toiled through event after event, sous chef argument after sous chef argument, broken pastry chef, all the things you've been through as an executive brand, taking you all the way back to that first initial outing. We leave you with the memories and also slide you some seed money. How do you build this brand this time around that you didn't do the first time?
Whoa.
Yes.
You got a little bit of change. Got some pocket change. More than pocket change.
Something a little different.
That is a very deep question. Wow. I gotta say, you have me stumped. But
Yeah, what would you have done differently with money behind your brand?
Marketing, sales.
I mean, it goes back to, finding the right mentorship, because, you don't want to mess that up. Because I gotta say, had I had it, back then, and with the way I had gone into this at first, I would have messed that up. So for me, my answer would be the mentorship and the research to make sure that to not take advantage of what's been sown into me.
Sure.
So
be a good steward.
Yeah. Very much so.
Has to be a good steward.
Yeah.
That's it. That's so necessary.
Oh, and proud with that too. You're gonna make me go home thinking about that question.
Man.
Very deeper.
And nothing wrong with that. But that's what it's about. It's about sharing that journey. It's about what we push forward into this environment and into this atmosphere with the businesses that we're sowing, and realizing that just like we need mentorship, at some point we become the mentor. And it's our decision and it's our responsibility to pull those up who need that help, because we were once in those places.
Absolutely.
And that's why the power of mentorship is so important. And we thank you for that. And because of the things you've been through, because of the little young lady that's right there, and I can see her little hands bottling up spices and
gloves
things
don't
like
fit.
that. Exactly, because she's done all those things right by Mother's side. We would like to officially coin you a startup master. Please let Go ahead, just let me shake that. So we can tell everyone that's tuned in right now, people who are listening to this on iHeartRadio or Spreaker, people who are watching this on YouTube or right in iTunes, let them know where they can find your products, where they can make purchases, where they can get you for events. Where can they reach you at?
Okay, all social media outlets. I am on Facebook at Couture Dining Catering. On IG, Nubian_chef. And you can purchase your spices. Go ahead and get spiced at www.iCookChefSpice.com.
There it is. And we thank you again, my dear, for coming on the show. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. KG, where can the good people reach you at, dear?
Good people, you can find me at KOGpassion.com to follow me across all social media platforms. That's right, LinkedIn, YouTube, KOG Speaks TV for the YouTubers, as well as Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. What about you, G?
Well, for those that are looking for me, you can find me anywhere online. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity Chatting at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. If you got any questions about what we do here on the show, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv, or across social media platforms at The Sphere TV. Use our coveted hashtag StartupMasters. This has been another
one.
Sensational,
Shake it up.
spicy show.
Oh, yeah.
So spicy.
So spicy. We will see you all next time. Take care.
Peace.